the early interest theory and the reinforcement about it. When you were a child, for example, and you have a big influence with your teachers in a good or in a bad way about social, economics, and many things. But in fact, people realize how much teachers have been influenced in their lives.
I remember I had many teachers, especially two teachers in primary school and high school, influencing me positive, influencing in my form of thinking about the problems, issues in my country. Positive, because I think in the problems in my country.
Quiero contar la experiencia que tuve frente al aprendizaje del inglés. El inglés antiguamente se empezaba a trabajar en el grado primero de bachillerato. Cuando yo llegué a primero de bachillerato, mi profesora de inglés siempre me comparaba con mi hermana y me decía: su hermana sí sabe, usted no sabe nada, usted no es capaz. Y eso marcó mi vida, y yo desde ese momento tuve esa marca de la profesora y nunca pude aprender inglés porque tuve como un bloqueo y no me interesó nunca aprender inglés. Ahora quiero aprenderlo, pero por necesidad.
Well, I can remember any teacher in my life that has caused an important impact for my education. Since primary school, I remember all of them, but no as a remarkable influence. They taught me a lot of things, but maybe they weren't so important as to remember them in this moment.
Izquierda, derecha, izquierda. Vamos,
Un ejército.
A teacher have a big responsibility with their students about many aspects of their lives. For example, about their country, about Colombia. Nowadays, we have been reinforcement about the government, about many companies, about many kind of publicity, about air, for example. But what about the past? What about our grandmothers, our cousins, our aunts? How were this learning process, and how were the influence and the interest that they have been developed in their knowledge about the country, about Colombia?
Yes, these problems are important for me because my society is my future, it's my present.
Me interesa mucho porque desde mi posición de educadora tengo que conocer los aspectos políticos, económicos, sociales que se dan en mi país. La parte económica tiene que ver mucho con la educación, porque la educación siempre ha necesitado los recursos y cómo se distribuyen los recursos en el país para educación. En el terreno político, porque las políticas se trazan para mejorar o para impulsar la educación. Esa parte me interesa. Y en el terreno social, porque de una perspectiva de desarrollo humano, la parte social es lo fundamental para todos los educadores. Entonces, por eso esa parte social siempre me interesa. Estoy mirando cómo es el desarrollo social de los estudiantes, qué elementos y qué necesidades sociales, económicas y políticas tienen. Me interesan esos aspectos de mi país.
I do care about my country because it's where I live. I think that all the aspects of our country are important to us: economic, education, the government. Maybe we don't have all the information nowadays about that topics, but we should, because it's our country, and as a professionals we have to increase that progress, and it's important to know what is happening now in order to do something for the future.
Are these key people interested in the country because of them or for a teacher influence. Talking about my theory, first of all, but for develop it, I have to first be confident about my knowledge in order to can my students, of course, because if I have doubts about my teach learning, my teach process, my teach way, they will be a people that don't be sure about many things. Second, I want to implement in the curriculum design the ethics and politics, but in a critic way, not just a historical. I looking for critic people, but I want to do this since they are children, yes, because I want that they have question about their world, about their country, about their community, and that they don't need completely. Yes, like for example, our parents did it, and ourselves, of course. For example, that in the elementary or primary school, the children began to produce text. I don't pretend that my students think in the same way that I do. I pretend motivate them and that they think by themselves. First of all, I pretend began to this in kindergarten. I mean, it's maybe a nonsense thing for many people, but I consider it's quite important that after that aspect, after that school, they will go to the elementary or primary school, right? So in this part, I pretend to do the same in order to that they be conscious about that and don't forget the topics, but because like as we know, the children used to forget many things that they don't practice, like for example mathematics, yes. And after that, of course, they will be in a high school. That in a high school will be a different way, yes. For example, in kindergarten and primary school will be about games, about, yes, producing text, but about games. Implicitly, they will be learning about their country, yes, about their society. And the high school is like to try that they understand their world and they realize what is their place in Colombia. Yes, people said no, I don't matter about this country because I am another person, but it's not. It's in this way. And of course, at the college will be see that topics. Yes, it's a continuous reinforcement, a continuous learning process, and a continuous producing. Yes, and the idea is to help to build critic people.